Hi everyone, this is Councillor Brian Hood, Mayor of Hepburn Shire Council, and I'm providing you now with an update on the key outcomes coming from the March Council meeting. I'll briefly touch on four main points. The Clunes Master Plan for both Queen's Park and Pioneer Park were unanimously adopted last night, both those master plans, and that follows a pretty significant round of community consultation. And the draft plans do reflect very accurately the feedback that we got from the Clunes community. So the master plans have been adopted. That means they'll now get seriously considered for inclusion in our long-term financial plan. The scope of works will be heavily dependent on council securing some external sources of funding. So that was a very good news story. Second one, equally good news. You would have heard of the upcoming project at Dalesford Town Hall, where we're replacing the entire roof of the building and all the electricals. The old dame needs some serious renovations, and we're doing the right and respectful thing there by getting that building back up into its former glory. Now, part of that project will embrace community facilities of all types for the Dalesford and Hepburn Springs community, including possibly the library. And that's subject to some expert advice from librarians and architects. But a key component of all of that project is the formation of a project advisory group. It's a method we've used in other projects quite successfully, and what it entails is about 8 community members from all sections of the Dalesford and Hepburn Springs community giving input into helping steer that project to reflect what the community needs and wants, and providing feedback to the project managers, but also feedback to the community itself. So watch out for expressions of interest for that project advisory group. As the name suggests, it is an advisory body. It's not a decision-making body, but they'll have a key role in shaping that whole project. The report last night did consider the half-year financial statements as at the 31st of December last year, and some review that's been given to this year's budget based on the first half-year results. So as always, and you're probably sick of hearing it, but a council, just like many other councils across the state, is facing some pretty serious financial challenges. Things are very tight, so we do have to moderate our expectations about what services and what capital projects council can get involved in. And we also had an update last night on a whole range of organisational priorities that we set a couple of years ago to focus on some really key things. And again, that they have a largely financial flavour to them, but they also cover our IT systems, customer service, some of the projects that we're being involved in, even down to OC Health and Safety, which is a recent good news where we did win a pretty significant award for Council's efforts on OC Health and Safety. So they were the four major outcomes coming out of the public meeting last night. We did touch briefly at the start of the meeting, and I'll only mention briefly now, a couple of important notices of motion that will affect the organisation as a whole and affect ratepayers. One is that we're calling on the state government to do a much needed review of the rate capping system. It's been in place for 9 years now, has not been reviewed yet, so a review is overdue. The workings of it are problematic, and we're asking for just a proper, professional, independent, thorough review of the rating system. And likewise, the second notice of motion is aimed at the upcoming national conference of Australia-wide councils. And again, there we're looking at the federal government adopting a more relevant CPI index for when it makes the annual adjustments to what grants we get, and that's a third of our income, so it's pretty significant. We're looking for a more relevant index there other than the household CPI, and including the sort of factors that are more relevant to councils, such as construction costs. So both those motions got passed unanimously, and we were very pleased with that. So it was a very busy meeting. April will be likewise. Our town structure plans are coming out for further community consultation very soon. We're excited about that. that's a great body of work that we've had to undertake over the last couple of years. And of course, you'll hear more on the draft budget and the long-term financial plan in the coming months as well. So in the meantime, enjoy the autumn weather now that summer, or what supposedly was summer, has gone. And I hope your footy team does well. Stay well, and I'll talk to you next month.